I'm Michael Rowland, Senior News Presenter with the ABC. In my role as Senior News Presenter, I am later today to take a flight to London, where I am to start the ABC coverage of the memorial services for the late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I have been rehearsing for this role for quite some time and have been ably assisted by a reputable theatre company who have helped me learn how to tread the boards, so to speak. So I will be part of our blanket coverage of the memorial services for the Royal Monarch. But before I go, there's another important role which I have been specifically tasked with personally by Ita Buttrose herself, and that is, as Ita put it herself, is to use my own creative talents to facilitate the continued rise of the profile of Mr. Tony Armstrong on the ABC network. This she considers a very important project, and I will be devoting some time and energy towards it. Now, the thing is that with this tape presentation will not be shown to ABC viewers until we have finished the blanket coverage of the services for the late Royal Monarch. Now, that's why this taped presentation will be shown to advise ABC viewers of my additional role in facilitating the rise of the profile of Mr. Tony Armstrong. Now, Tony Armstrong's profile, now to excuse a pun, soared sky high recently when he went to the top end and met with the RAAF and got a sky high view of the RAAF's Operation Pitch Black training exercise, Tony going up in an EA-18 Growler. I remember in the studio, to get into character, I'll just find them. I just remember that I put on these, these sort of, imitation Ray-Ban sunglasses to get into characters, as we're referring to Tony, the Undertaker, Armstrong, when he went up in the EAA Growler aircraft. That was a very good morning, and as I said, just judging by all the viewers' comments on our ABC News Breakfast Facebook page, Tony's profile soared to new heights that on that particular day. Yes, Ida has described that the rise of Tony Armstrong's profile should be like a continuous staircase going upwards, only pausing now and again on a landing, as it will pause for a short time now. I will be using my considerable talents to advance the rising profile of Tony Armstrong. I'd just like to make a comment that I hope that the staircase that Tony is on, raising his profile, doesn't come to a sudden termination at a high point, inducing a fall which is so rapid and so hard that there's no coming back from it for Tony. Now, I'd just like to take this opportunity just for a few minutes to clear the air on another matter. Many of you would have viewed the first program in my new show, 1-1, and that first program featured an interview with renowned Addison trainer Mr. Hugh. Now, that interview, as you would have seen, did not meet the standards that myself and my producer Justin Time envisaged for that program. You know, thanks a lot to I would say with the difficulty of the interview with Hugh. Now, a lot of people have been chattering and commenting, and you know, have described in commentary that myself and Justin Time were called to a meeting with Ita, and in that meeting that she gave us a very stern dressing down regarding that first program, specifically the interview with Hugh. I wouldn't characterise the meeting with Ita in those terms. Now, Ita was very direct and very succinct, and she suggested that Justin and I go away and have a think about the format and style and subject matter of the show, and look for ways that we can prevent that type of interview with Mr. Hugh happening again. We've taken that on board, and the second program we actually had Gary Kilson booked in for that interview. We note that Gary Kilson is a former colleague and former rival of Mr. Hugh Screwer, and Gary Kilson himself has a reputation of being a spun-out cat. So we cancelled that booking with Gary Kilson, and Justin, my producer Justin, and I, we're in brainstorming phase, and when we have developed and settled on a format for the show, a new program will be coming along very soon. So that just clears the air on that matter. Okay, back to the very important matter of continually raising the profile of Mr. Tony Armstrong on the ABC network, and I do think back to that morning ABC breakfast where Tony was up the top end getting ready to go on the aircraft and up in the aircraft, and I was thinking what a great day out Tony was having, sort of thing. And it reminded me, thinking back to that 1986 John Taylor movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So thinking about ways of promoting Tony, I was thinking that what we'd have, we're going to have a competition, if you like, for ABC viewers to message us on Facebook, Twitter, email accounts, and reference Tony Armstrong's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's the name of the movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It actually starred Matthew Broderick as the title role, Ferris Bueller. So if you reference Tony Armstrong's Ferris Bueller's Day Off and send in ideas of what you'd like, you know, like Tony's next big adventure, his next Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so to speak. Send them in, and we'll have some modest prizes. Say the first prize for, you know, what we sort of adjudicate to be the best suggestion. We'll have a nice lunch, maybe on, you know, somewhere overlooking the Yarra River or somewhere, with Tony, and of course the runner-up prize will be 2 such lunches with Tony Armstrong. that's just the way I tell him. Yeah. And look, since myself and Justin Time that we've presently put a pause on the 1-1 interview program, we can give away actually as prizes for entries into Tony Armstrong's Ferris Bueller's Day Offs. We can actually give people these Tony Armstrong style moustaches. The Tony Armstrong style moustaches, of course, they can be used in a variety of social and work situations. In your work situations, well, especially with November being, for some people, Movember coming up, and if you've got like, you know, you might have like an Adsum boss who's very keen on getting people to grow moustaches for November, and instead of having to do the big kiss up and, you know, not shave for a few weeks before, you can just sort of come along with a Tony Armstrong style moustache, and that'll suffice for just kissing up to your Adsum boss. I do recall a time when I was working in a newsroom in North America, and we had a boss of, was a chief editor actually, who had a chief editor of the news services, who was very big on the Movember, encouraging people to grow the mass moustaches for Movember, and I thought I'd do the kiss up type thing, and I went up to the chief editor, the boss, and I said to them, you know, that your moustache is just putting everybody to shame around here. He's trying to grow them for Movember, but nobody else can grow a moustache of the quality of yours. But it backfired on me, and I received a bit of a kick down and got benched from the major stories for a while. The chief editor, she didn't take that as a compliment at all. But the Tony Armstrong moustaches, what else can I say about them? Well, they're, you know, talk about this much lauded pub test. They've been pub tested, they've been club tested, they've been even crazy nightclub tested. They're quite durable. I can demonstrate the durability. I'll just sort of wrap them up in a handkerchief. That should do it. We'll see how the moustache went with that. There. Well, there you go. As you can see, the moustache took a kicking, but it's still twitching. And of course, the other thing that we'll have on hand to give away as prizes for people writing into for the Tony Armstrong's Ferris Bugler's Day Off competition will be the Michael Rowland's handkerchiefs. Very durable also, and you've just seen then how easily the handkerchief was able to beat the Tony Armstrong moustache by wrapping right around it, very much like paper wrapping around a rock in the ancient game of paper, rock, scissors. Anyway, before we finish this presentation, I'd just like to use some of my creative talents to assist the viewers at home to get their creative thinking, their creative juices flowing, just to give you a couple of simple ideas of, you know, things that I've come up with for Tony Armstrong's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Of course, being an ABC employee, of course I won't be eligible to be in the competition, but these are a couple of things that might stimulate your own thoughts there when viewing the ABC, or when you're not viewing the ABC. So the first one I come up with was if we put Tony in a, you know, one of those stunt cannons, and we fire him from the cannon from one side of the Yarra River to the other, landing in a park, you know, hitting a safety net, and the safety net, a vertical safety net, and that dropping down onto a super soft landing mattress sort of thing. Of course, Tony will have all the correct protective equipment, you know, helmets and pads and that, and of course we'll get lots of close-up camera shots of Tony putting on all the protective equipment. We probably won't have highway to the danger zone playing while he's doing it, but we'll probably get permission to use a Think of Stones and Wood song, mentioning the Yarra River. That'll do for that particular day. And again, what we'd probably do is we'd probably put markers on the vertical safety net. It might be coloured by numbers, and the viewers at home, again, be a little bit of a competition that they can message us with what particular marker that they predict that Tony will first come into contact with when he hits the net. Of course, the viewer who will get the best prize. In fact, the first prize will be the viewer who predicts that Tony misses the safety net altogether when he's shot out of the cannon across the Yarra. That's just the way I tell them. That's just the way I tell them. So that was one simple idea. The other simple idea I had was that Tony renews his acquaintanceship with his now RAAF buddies up the top end, and he goes up in an aircraft, could be the EA-18 Growler again if it's available. Now when he's up there, unbeknown to Tony, they're playing a little bit of a stunt or trick on him, and that they've actually got a couple of strategically placed smoke canisters on the aircraft with timers on them, so that when they get at a certain point in altitude, they'll actually release the smoke, and then the pilot and the ground crew will advise Tony in no uncertain terms that he'll have to bail out of the cockpit and parachute to safety unless he wants to go down in a fiery twisted mass of molten metal. And of course we'll get lots of good camera close-ups of Tony's face when he's got the news that he's got to have to bail out and parachute out of the aircraft. Of course they don't force him to do it, but you get what's going on. No one would like to see Tony Armstrong go down in a fiery twisted mass of molten metal, would they? For sure. Of course, in talking about going down in a fiery twisted mass of molten metal, if this happened over Marche Grande, just remember, nobody gets over Marche Grande. Anyway, I'm Michael Rowland. I've got to catch a flight to London today. I'm off like a worn out shirt.